Let's talk about a few details of the 5-step deadlift setup process. Now remember, the entire point of doing this is to lift the bar directly over the middle of the foot in a straight vertical line. So all of these steps are there to ensure that you can do that every single rep. Now, you may think it's just 5 simple steps. You've read the book, so you have a general idea of what's going on. But there are some key details in each of the steps that make this go a lot smoother. Let's just briefly go through the 5-step deadlift setup. So you're going to walk up to the bar with about a hip width stance with your toes turned out at about 15 degrees, with the bar 1 inch away from your shins. You will bend down and take a grip so your hands are just outside your legs. That is step 2, establishing your grip. Step 3 is dropping your shins to the bar without moving the bar forward. This sets your hip position. Step 4 is squeezing your chest up to send a wave of extension down your back. So I squeeze my chest up to set my back. And step 5 is dragging the bar up your legs while pushing the floor. Boom. And then you reverse the motion and put it back down. Now there's a ton of mistakes that are made during those 5 steps. So I'm going to help you avoid those mistakes. In the initial setup, when you walk up to the bar, you put it 1 inch from your vertical shins. So a lot of people will make the mistake of looking down and pulling their knees back like this, or having the bar 1 inch from bent knees and shins like this. We want to be stood up tall when we establish the 1 inch from the shin position. Now, step 2 is taking your grip. And a lot of people mess this up by, when they bend down to grab the bar, they try to keep their back too straight, or they try to squat down to the bar. So trying to squat down to the bar looks like this. See how I rolled the bar forward? Trying to keep their back straight causes a ton of discomfort on the way down. Do you see how hard it is to grab the bar when my back is locked in tight like this? So keep your shins vertical, bend at the waist, and allow your back to be loose when you do this. I'm keeping my shins vertical, they're not moving, and I grab a hold of the bar just like this. Now notice I didn't move the bar, my shins didn't go forward or back, and the bar is still 1 inch from them. Now step 3, when you bring your shins to the bar, a big mistake is leaning forward. That is incorrect. We want to squat and bend our knees down and bring our knees out into our arms just like this without bending them. Notice how that set my hip position. Straight shins, boom. Without moving the bar, my hips are set and my knees are out into my arms. I'm in a good spot here. Now, when I go to set my back, this is where there's a giant point of contention. A lot of times in this position, guys have already tried to have their back flat, just like this. And then they try to take their air in and set their back again, but they never get a full squeeze. So what I encourage you to do is keep your back loose all the way up until this point. I touch my shins, my back is loose. I take my air in, and then I shove my belly down between my thighs, rotate and squeeze my chest up between my arms. I'm now in that standard pulling position and push the floor to stand up. So the big thing there is maintaining vertical shins so you don't move the bar forward or back of the midfoot. You take your grip without moving the bar or moving your shins. You drop your knees to the bar and squat down to set your hip height without moving the bar forward. And then you need to be loose, almost like a cat back. You take your air in and then squeeze your back tight and then lift. Instead of trying to have your back tight when you bend over or trying to set your back when it's already flat. Makes a giant difference. So hopefully you picked up a couple key details that you're messing up in the 5-step deadlift setup. Obviously, there's a lot more to it than just that, but those are some of the things that I'm seeing messed up all the time and am constantly correcting.